everyone, and welcome to the very first From the Cheap Seats Thanksgiving Quiz Show. We have 3 contestants today. One is a member of this pod's favorite New Yorkers, the Mets mob, David Grover, formerly from Brooklyn, now Upper Manhattan.
What's up, everybody? I'm here in New York City, Thanksgiving week, but what is really to be thankful for in 2020? I'm not sure. I got to figure that part out.
Okay. And our second contestant has only been known to our listeners in character, but appears here for the very first time as herself, Grace Hugh.
Hey, hi. Hi, I'm Grace from Springfield, Illinois, and I think we can be thankful that we're all still alive. Yay!
And our third contestant has a suspiciously familiar name. Like Grace, she has so far been known by our listeners in character, but appears here as herself for the very first time. Jill Grover!
Hello, Dad! Hey.
And then finally, without further ado, let me introduce your host and the inventor of the new Jiffy Lube COVID vaccine just released, Kassia. Kassia, I didn't know Jiffy Lube had gotten into the vaccine business.
Yes, Dolly Parton was our angel investor.
Wow, awesome. Okay, your host, everyone. Take it away, Kassia.
Welcome, contestants. The rules are simple. Ring your buzzer if you know the answer to my question. Each correct answer is worth $50. An incorrect answer subtracts $25 from your total. We have 12 questions today. The person with the most money at the end wins. Now let's start with a little history. In September 1620, 102 colonists and 30-plus crew members embarked on a 10-week sea voyage aboard the vessel Mayflower. Some of these people were indeed Christian separatists who called themselves pilgrims, but they were not all pilgrims. Other passengers had nothing to do with the congregation, and they were merely there under a commercial contract. My question: of the original 102 Mayflower passengers, how many were actually pilgrims? Select from these choices. 92, 79, 67, 54, or 41?
54.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We have another respondent. Grace.
I say 79.
That is also incorrect. Okay, 67 is the closest. The actual answer was 41.
Wait, wasn't mine the closest?
Yeah, David's was closest.
Okay, so we'll give it to David.
Didn't mean to shortchange you, David.
He was robbed.
So David gets 50 points. The others get minus 25. You're in the hole, girls.
Okay, next question. The colonists did not originally intend to land in today's Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Poor navigation, weather, tides, and other factors forced them into making a hasty decision. Among the following choices, where were the colonists attempting to go to? Was it present-day New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Jamestown, or anywhere in the Caribbean with a tiki bar?
Jamestown!
Jamestown. Yes, I will accept either New York or Jamestown. Their original patent was today's Northern Virginia, but allowed them to go as far north as the mouth of the Hudson River, modern-day New York.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. When the Mayflower colonists first landed in Cape Cod, they soon met the indigenous inhabitants of the area. This was the Wampanoag people. Question: as they outnumbered the colonists by about 1,000 to 1, how did the Indians greet the Pilgrims upon first meeting? Did they welcome them with open arms, run away, ignore them, ask for beads, or try to kill them?
I'll say tried to kill them?
Good job, David.
In early explorations, the colonists stumbled across a stash of corn which they stole as they were starving at the time. The natives logically determined them to be thieves and retaliated. Many months later, in a gesture of penance, the colonists would pay them back for the stolen corn many times over.
Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Before the Mayflower landed, Native Americans in Northeast America had relatively brief interactions with European explorers over a 150-year period. Centuries before virology was known, European visitors unknowingly transmitted many diseases the local natives were not immune to. Bubonic plague, smallpox, measles, yellow fever, to name a few. Question. According to the U.S. Smithsonian Institution, what percentage of the indigenous population of North America died from European-born disease before the Mayflower even arrived? 0.5%? 1%? 20%? 40%? Or 72%? Grace?
I'm going to go with 40%.
That is not correct. Jill?
Yep, I'm going to go with 20.
20. That is also incorrect.
Oh,
Dave?
my gosh.
I got to give it a shot now.
70.
Let's
Say 70.
the first one, 0.5%.
Also incorrect. It is
Wow.
What is
the
it?
correct answer is 72%.
Wow.
Crap. That's bad.
The Europeans didn't have to fire a shot. The microbes did the dirty work for them.
Wow.
This is kind of embarrassing.
And also depressing.
4 answers, 3 guesses, and we get them wrong again.
I'm sorry. Americans are bad people.
Yeah, so bad.
We're American yet. Free America.
Okay, that was one downer. We're going to be upbeat from now on. Sorry.
We're Americans.
We had to tell the truth. We had to tell the truth.
This question is going to be open-ended. What we now celebrate as the first Thanksgiving celebration occurred in October or November 1621. For many decades afterward, it was celebrated randomly throughout the country. But as its popularity grew, who was the first president of the United States to legislatively make it the permanent nationwide holiday that it is today? Okay, Grace.
Washington. George Washington.
It was not George Washington.
Can I have another guess?
I'm going to go now. And I did kind of cheat a little bit earlier because I just spent a few minutes just kind of reviewing. So, and it might be a trick question, right? I did read that Lincoln was a proclamation, and then somebody after that actually signed it into law. So
That's what we're going with is Abraham Lincoln.
all right. Can I send this to my high school teachers?
Definitely. Please do.
Okay. I want to brag a little bit.
Is David winning now?
Oh, God, yes.
Sad but no.
I'm trying to keep score here. I'm catching up. I think David is ahead by $25.
I
Thad,
might be ahead, though.
I don't think so. Thad, no recounts though, right?
If they are, you're in charge of the legal battle.
It's Giuliani, David.
I'm going to hire Rudy. Yes.
Just don't sweat. It's gross. It's really gross.
Next question. Of the following 5 food items, which dish was not on the menu of the original 1621 Thanksgiving celebration? Was it venison, lobster, seal, slam, turkey, or oysters? Jill?
Turkey.
Turkey. Correct.
I was going to say turkey.
Woohoo!
There was no turkey.
I know that for a fact. Yeah, I know that.
They had swan, though?
That makes sense.
They'd see
According to the primary source materials by firsthand accounts of 2 people who were there, including the governor of Plymouth. So if he was lying,
They ate
then
swans?
I don't know. They ate swans
and
Well-
seals
and seals.
Wow.
and no
Ugh.
turkey.
Well, there were wild turkeys in North America, but they were not like the fat guys we think of. They were extremely speedy birds, so they were generally only hunted in the winter in the snow because they couldn't catch them. They were too fast.
Do you realize how educational this podcast just became?
Super
That's
educational.
what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do here.
This is going to be a question at Thanksgiving dinners all over the country now.
Yes.
Well, if you promote it, yeah.
It is factually true that the first Thanksgiving celebration brought together the English colonists and members of a local Native American tribe that had significantly helped them with the harvest. Among the following 5 choices, who was the chief of that indigenous tribe? Was it Squanto, Pocahontas, Massahui, Geronimo, or Sitting Bull?
Massasoit.
Yes, it was.
Wow. I've never heard of them.
Okay, well, Jill is taking the lead, folks, so you better catch up.
Do I have any points at all at this point?
You're minus $25 in the hole.
All right. As this is allegedly a sports podcast, we should probably have a sports question. In two first-hand accounts of the first Thanksgiving, competitive games between colonists and their Indian guests were specifically mentioned. Some games of the 1621 Wampanoag tribe resemble our modern games. Which of these modern games did they likely play at the first Thanksgiving? Baseball, soccer, volleyball, football, or lacrosse? David?
Gotta be soccer.
I will accept soccer, yes.
I was sure it was lacrosse.
I was thinking lacrosse.
Why lacrosse?
Badminton, maybe?
A game almost identical to modern soccer or volleyball would have been played with a deerskin ball. We think of Thanksgiving celebrations today as occupying an afternoon and perhaps the evening if we watch football. But how long did the 1621 first Thanksgiving celebration actually last? 3 hours, 6 hours, 2 days, or 3 days? Is that Grace?
Yes, it is. 3 days. 3 days.
3 days. Correct. That's your studying paying off.
Yes. I watched the thing on the History Channel. 3 days. Boom. 3 days. Taking the lead. Am I in the lead now? Pretty sure I am.
You're 25. You know, Jill is still at 50. And David is still at, 50, 150 minutes. He's still 125. So you got to, Dave is the guy to beat, guys. He's 125.
Come and get me, girls. Come and get me.
Oh, so many men have said that.
Okay, now we're moving to the 20th century. This is going to give the New Yorkers an advantage, so I'm sorry, Grace. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has become a traditional fixture of the holiday. From the following 5 dates, in which year did the first Macy's Parade occur? 1896, 1905, 1924, 1956, or 1962? Grace?
I'll say 1956.
That is incorrect. Can I get another? Jill?
24.
24, that is correct.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and there were no balloons in that first parade, but they did bring out the animals from the Central Park Zoo.
Wow. That's interesting.
On the current American holiday menu, while annual retail sales make it clear that turkey is still the favorite, which of the following comes in second place on the U.S. table? Chicken, prime rib, pizza, ham, or chili? Jill?
Ham?
Correct. Ham.
Wow, I was going to say ham. I was going to say ham.
You better watch out. Coming.
Oh, she is coming up, man. I'm coming up. Actually, I think she's got the lead now. Jill has got the lead, guys.
Now I'm sweating like Rudy.
Ironically, there were no pigs in 1621 Massachusetts, so no pilgrim could have eaten a ham. But the Spanish did introduce pigs to the North American mainland in the mid-1500s, but it would take almost 200 years for them to spread that far north in the continent. There you go. All right, we're on the last.
Oh, I thought that was a question. I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't. Sorry.
I was
You're about to go again.
Addendum.
Yes.
That was a pork addendum.
Yes.
Okay, this is the final question, and we're continuing on with holiday menus. What is the favorite side dish on the current U.S. table? Corn, green beans, stuffing, mashed potatoes, or cranberry sauce?
I am going to guess mashed potatoes.
Correct.
I was going to say that.
Second place is mac and cheese, which we didn't even put on the list. So where does that put us, Thad?
David has $175. Jill has $150. And Grace is in the hole.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
I was robbed. I knew all those answers. I don't think
I
know that.
David Grover is our winner. Congratulations, David.
One of the proudest days of my life, everybody. I'm so happy. I'm flattered.
Congratulations, David.
Dave has won fair and square.
I suppose.
Now, I'm not hiring you as a lawyer because that's a conflict of interest.
Thank you to all our contestants. Congratulations to the winner, and happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners.
Using the time machine we invented last year, built from a Kenmore Easy Bake Oven and a Radio Shack TRS-80 computer from the 1970s, our new Scandal Sheet co-host, Anuradha, has been transported to Plymouth, Massachusetts colony in November 1621, the day of the very first Thanksgiving. She will give our audience a first-hand account of the event.
What the heck? I'm in Cape Cod in November? Thad, you promised me I could do this podcast in my pajamas.
I did make that promise, and aren't you in your pajamas?
Yes, but I thought in my pajamas and in my warm apartment, not Plymouth, Massachusetts, and outside. It's like 50 degrees out here, and I'm freezing to death.
Okay, stop your whining. Look, get one of these pilgrims to give you his coat. It'll be fine. I can bring you back to your apartment in Pennsylvania with just a push of a button. Just get a few interviews.
A few interviews?
Exactly. By the way, do you have Baby Yoda jammies?
You know what? Stop. I like Star Wars, okay?
I do too, but Baby Yoda jammies?
I'm into Baby Yoda. He's cute. So sue me. Can we take this offline, please?
Sure. Just saying, kind of weird for someone who isn't 6 years old.
Oh, look! That's Governor William Bradford coming down the road. He's the leader of the Plymouth colony. Governor Bradford, may I speak to you a moment?
Certainly, young lady. My God, you must be freezing in that outfit. Here, please take my coat.
Thank you.
By the way, are those Baby Yoda pajamas?
Oh my God, not you two.
I'm just saying, an adult woman in child's clothing.
Can we just get on with the interview?
The interview?
Yes, this is for a podcast in 2023.
Ah, yes, podcasts. Yes, they will become prominent 380 years from now. Is that true?
Correct. But unless anyone here has a cell phone, no one will hear it, so you can be frank.
Oh, good.
So today is the first Thanksgiving?
Yes, but we're not actually calling it Thanksgiving. Today is simply a traditional annual harvest celebration, which has been done for thousands of years in Europe. But then, Indian tribe people from the Wampanoag tribe showed up unexpectedly. And since they outnumber us 3-1, you can understand why we were very motivated to accommodate them as our guests.
What foods are you serving at the table today?
Well, the Indians brought 3 deer, so we'll have plenty of venison. And we have lobsters and oysters from the bay, and some duck, and even some swan.
Swan?
Well, of course. Swan is actually less fatty than duck, so we like it much better. And it actually tastes a lot like chicken.
Well, in the 21st century, where I come from, most people eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
Is that so? Interesting. Wild turkey is native to this continent and not Europe. Now, they are tasty birds, although a tad dry for my taste. But low in saturated fat if you're watching your cholesterol.
You know about cholesterol?
Oh, of course. We know all the modern discoveries of science. Cholesterol, witches, vampires, even werewolves.
Right.
But getting back to turkeys, they're very fast on their feet. We normally can't catch them or shoot them until there's been a heavy snowfall to slow them down.
What about mashed potatoes?
Well, Potatoes originated in South America, the continent below the equator that none of us up here are supposed to know about. The Spanish will gradually introduce potatoes around the world. Probably make its way up here until around mid-1700s.
Last question. You're in charge here. Pretty big risk to sail all the way out here from Europe, 3,500 miles. Now that you're here, how's it going, in your opinion?
Well, we arrived last November with 102 people. And today, we're down to 53.
Ooh, ouch. Sorry about that.
Yes, as am I. But look, this year's harvest worked out. Everyone here in Plymouth has enough to eat, and we're just happy to get our Indian friends blackout drunk today, and maybe they won't kill us.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Governor, for that, uplifting holiday message.
You're welcome.
So, Thad, can I go back to my warm bed now?
Young lady, you have the governor's coat. You're the warmest person in that town. Now, we still need to get the indigenous people side of the story. Don't you agree?
Okay, sure. Let's just get this over with.
What is all that noise? Is it a riot?
I don't believe a riot. I think a celebration instead.
You need to find Massasoit.
Massa who?
Massasoit. He's the chief of the Wampanoag tribe. They're the guests at this Thanksgiving party, and they have basically allowed the Pilgrims to live. The Pilgrims could never have survived over the last year without their help.
Right. I read the rundown, but I desperately need coffee. Is there a Starbucks in this shithole?
Hold it together just a little longer, young lady. Remember, this is 1621. There won't be a Starbucks in North America until at least 1625.
Oh, great.
Oh, wait. Anuradha, do you see that guy over there? Next to the beer keg? Could that be the chief?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
Right, he's the only guy with a headdress out of everyone. So come on. Don't be sore with me. Go over there.
Okay, shut up. What do we need to do with this dude? He looks like he's sparking a joint or something.
Oh, this Amsterdam weed is really, really good. You Pilgrim guys can stay as long as you want, as long as you have more of this.
Are you Chief Massasoit, sir? Head of the Wampanoag tribe?
At the moment, I'm not entirely sure, but I suppose.
My name is Anuradha, and I want to interview you for the Scandal Sheet podcast in the 21st century.
What? 21st century? Really? Bob, are you there, Bob?
Yes, my chief.
Hey, Bob, what century are we in now?
According to these European immigrants, we're in the 17th century. They say the year today is 1621.
Is that so? And what do you wish to ask me, young lady? But before we get started, I have to ask, are you actually wearing Baby Yoda pajamas?
Oh my god, you too?
I was just wondering.
I like Star Wars, so shut up.
Please relax. It was merely a question. Ask your questions.
Why did you let these Pilgrim colonists live? You outnumber them 100 to 1. Why not kill them? Aren't they invaders to your land?
Invaders? Yes, perhaps, but perhaps friends as well. How could we know for sure?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
You, young one in the Baby Yoda jammies, you would have killed them all if you were in my shoes?
I might have.
Ah, you are a wise one then. So yes, we outnumbered them. But they had guns and cannons, so killing all of them would be possible, but not so easy. Many of my people would have died. Also, we saw the giant ship they came here on. Clearly,
There were many others behind him. Additionally, you may have noticed that we are currently a stone wood age culture. The gifts of the Europeans we couldn't begin to imagine. Metal, pots, hammers, swords, nails, miles of manufactured textile fabric.
I guess I understand that. Look, I just want to get back to my warm bed in the 21st century.
Yes, of course.
But you have to know that sooner or later, these Europeans will overwhelm you and your people on this continent.
Of course they will. But that is many, many years in the future. So much will happen in the future that I cannot predict. You say you are from the 21st century, and I do not know what will happen, and I don't want to know.
Okay.
Today, here in what the English call the year 1621, we celebrate our friendship and our partnership with the English and against our enemies. So, we drink, we eat, and we play games.
True crime.
Sex.
Political conspiracy.
Celebrity gossip.
Murder.
UFOs.
Crooked officials.
The occult.
Assassination.
Courtroom drama. Rape.
Corporate scams.
Scandal sheets.
It is October 12, 1492. Christopher Columbus's first expedition makes their first landfall in the Western Hemisphere with 3 ships, on a small island in the Bahama archipelago, called by the natives, Guanahani. 2 members of the Lucayan tribe watch from a safe distance, concealed by foliage. What follows is a precisely and historically accurate transcription from 500-year-old records, translated here for the convenience of our English-speaking audience.
Dude, those are really big.
Yeah, and there's 3 of those boats.
Ever seen anything like this before?
Nope.
Look, sure, big boats. But how many guys do they have in there? 60 or 70?
Probably about 100.
Okay, fine, 100. We still outnumber them 1,000 to 1. I say we canoe all our warriors out there and slit all their throats.
Oh, look at that. I wonder if they're sending us a message. You still want to send all our people out there to attack Ellie?
Maybe not. But look, old guy, you need to man up on this one.
Wait, look. Their main guy is wading through the surf, right into the shore. He must be their sachem or something.
This is Captain Christopher Columbus himself.
What's that cloth thing on a pole in his hand?
I think they call it a flag.
I totally dig his threads, though. So shiny.
Thank you, Lord, for your protection in this long and perilous journey. With your holy guidance, I have discovered the new world!
Wait, discovered? Haven't we been here for over, 10,000 years?
Yes, but I don't think the Spain tart got that email.
I claim this land for Queen Isabella of Spain and for her supreme empire!
Okay, this sounds like bullshit to me, right? This has got to be a problem for us, doesn't it?
All right, just calm down, Ellie. Here's what we're going to do. Same playbook as we did with those Incan a-holes a few years ago.
I'm forgetting. What?
We go down there and greet them as nice as pie. We appear completely supplicant.
Really?
Yes. Then we get all of them blackout drunk. And at that moment, you get your friends to lull them into complacency, and then we slit their throats!
All right. But do you think your plan will actually work?
Have I ever been wrong, Ellie? You actually think these morons in pantaloons are going to take over 100 million indigenous people spread across 2 continents they never even knew existed?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Hello. My name is Bernice, the principal AI engine for this podcast. All of us at Scandal Sheet wish our listeners a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you can score some Amsterdam weed for the holiday, that would be a plus. We want to thank our CEO host Anuradha for her great work today. When she actually hears how this episode turned out, we hope she won't quit the job. We also thank our music composer and actor, John Hoekstra, who voiced both Governor Bradford and Chief Massasoit of the Wampanoag tribe. In the tradition of Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro, John is a method actor, so we sent him some Amsterdam cannabis to smoke for his performance in the pod, which may have been a large mistake. We hope he can be eventually revived. Have a great holiday.
Copyright 2023, Thad Helsley Media LLC. All rights reserved.